All right, what's up out there to all of my fellow gold diggers? This is your girl Rita, also known as the self proclaimed gold digger. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I am so glad to have you. But if you are a fellow gold digger, welcome back because I love and I appreciate each and every one of you. And tonight we are doing Tipsy Tuesday. And our topic is going to be we're talking about, is it a side hustle or is it actually a side hassle? Like, is that side hustle just causing you nothing but a hassle? Okay, so that's what we're going to be getting into tonight and kind of identifying, is your side hustle even worth it? All right. But before we do that, y'all know I have to make sure that we are good on all ends. I hope you are hearing me. I hope you are seeing me. But let me do a couple of quick social media checks and then we are going to get into it tonight, okay? I hope y'all have been having a wonderful week. The start of your week has been going pretty well. If not, I hope it gets better and continues to get better for you. But let me see. All right, hold on. I realized one of my things is not working. Hold on. Let me check the other one then and see what's going on. All right. Let me check the other channel. That one looks like, let me refresh it. Okay, on that one, I am good. For whatever reason, though, Facebook, y'all are not seeing me. So I am just realizing this. Let me see if there's any way for me to update it or change it, because I'm not sure why it's not broadcasting to Facebook. But let me see. I don't even know if there's anything I can change at this point. Let me see if I can edit. Edit. All right, I'm going to see if I can get on to Facebook as well. Hopefully it is trying. Hopefully that'll work. But that is why we do these little checks and everything too. Real quick, as I'm waiting for it to see if it'll go onto Facebook, I do want to say a real special shout out. I always try and shout out the people who have been following my channel and who have been rocking with me. Thank you so much. I have a lot of new subscribers, y'all. I'm really, really excited because I'm almost at 6,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to hit that by the end of this week, and that is all going to be thanks to y'all. So thank you so much for showing my channel love. Thank you so much for growing with me, glowing with me, especially if you've been an A1 Day One and you've just seen how the channel has changed over time. I really, 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 truly appreciate it. So shout out to all the new followers to my channel. And if you have been watching, if you have been enjoying the content, or if you've just been peeping in here and there, and you are not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Because like I said, I'm really, really close to hitting 6,000 subscribers. And I want to do that I should do that by the end of this week. But if y'all can make it happen by the end of the night, that would be absolutely amazing. Okay. So let me see if I'm live on Facebook. Okay. So now I'm live on Facebook. Let me make sure everything is good there. Okay, so we are good. So all my social media checks are out of the way. All right, so tonight our topic is do you have a side hustle or is it just a side hassle? As well as if you're thinking about starting a side hustle, is it actually going to be a side hustle or is it going to turn into a hassle that you don't want to be bothered with? Now, y'all know, at one point in time, I could say I was a queen of side hustles. I was doing all kinds of stuff. I was really big in the mystery shopping, doing my notary work and stuff. And since then, I have calmed down, as well as doing coaching, notary coaching, as well as just business coaching and stuff like that. Since then, things have calmed down. I don't really do mystery shopping hardly anymore. And I definitely take breaks from my notary stuff. So lately, I have been, since the summer months have hit, since the temperatures have warmed up, I have not been answering my phone like I should be, or at all, really. And if I do answer my phone, usually with the notary stuff, I'm usually passing it on to someone else because I did not feel like being bothered. So I love the flexibility of my notary side hustle in that I can do that and that business still flows in and I can pick it up and put it down when I want to. That's also what I love about mystery shopping. You can pick it up and put it down when you want to and jump back into it like you want to. So I appreciate that. But sometimes I have to do that because, one, I have a regular business that I am running, and that can be kind of stressful. That consumes a lot of my time. Also, my family and stuff like that. And then the summertime, we have just been traveling so much. Like this weekend, we just got back into town the other day, and this weekend, I'm hoping it's a free weekend. But I have a feeling there's something going on Saturday. I got to double check with my husband to make sure, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have a free weekend. But I really crave a free weekend. So let's see if your side hustle, is it truly a side hustle, or are you getting aggravated and tired and just frustrated with all the things that you have to do in the side hustle, all the people you're having to deal with, all the hand holding that's going on with your clients, your customers, and things like that. And you're like, man, maybe this is actually a hassle and not truly a side hustle. Okay. So we're going to unpack it today. And y'all, I got a fun little game that we're going to do a little bit later on. That we're going to talk about, and y'all can chime in and let me know your thoughts as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, real quick too, if you're new to Tipsy Tuesday, basically what we do is we take some sips, and I'm sipping on water as I share some tips. Your girl has been doing really well lately. I've been doing a lot better with drinking my water. So hopefully this will continue. So I'm just drinking on some water, and actually that's probably all you're going to be seeing me drinking coming up for the rest of July, August, and stuff like that, because I'm really trying to get back on my water game and not try and consume a lot of other beverages. But welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So is it a side hustle or is it a side hassle? So I have a bunch of different tips. I don't even know if I'm going to go into all of them to make sure we have time to do the little game and everything. But the first thing I have here is, if it drains you more than it pays you, then it might be a side hassle and not a side hustle. Okay, it might just be a trap. So if it's draining your energy more than it's actually paying you, then you really want to look into that. Now, with me being a business owner and entrepreneur, I do understand that when you're trying to build something up, when something is initially getting started or taken off, yes, you are going to be putting a lot of time and a lot of energy into it. But at a certain point, you should start seeing a payoff for your efforts, okay? It shouldn't just be you're expending all this time and time again, and you're not making any money or you're not making any profits. And sometimes when it comes to side hustles that we're starting, we're putting in a lot of time, but we're not pricing our products and services correctly. So then it is really draining us. And that's why usually when I do Side Hustle Saturday, I've done a couple of videos or a few videos where I'm talking about pricing and making sure you're pricing your services and your products correctly, because sometimes you could have a legitimate side hustle, but because you don't know how to price, you're not making the profits. And now that is draining you of your time and your energy and stuff like that. So look into that. Make sure, is it draining you more than it's paying you? But before you say, well, it's not paying me enough and it's taking all my energy, I want you to really look at and evaluate, how are you pricing your products and your services, and seeing, are your prices in alignment with the time and the energy and the effort that you are putting in? Because some of us be putting in a whole lot of time and energy. We're hand holding these people, over delivering on stuff, giving away freebies and stuff like that. And yes, that is very, very draining. You have to realize, anything you do, no matter if you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, the kindness of your heart, it's taking something away from you. It's taking away energy from you. So you have to be mindful of that and seeing how can I get refilled, even though I'm giving something to somebody. So even when you want to genuinely give something, even when you want to genuinely do something, just know it is taking something away from you. And that's okay if you genuinely want to do it. But at the same time, you have to realize how am I going to fill myself back up when I'm giving and when I'm pouring out so much to other people or so much into my business. So find a way to fill yourself up if you know this is what I want to do. This is how I want to operate. But some of us are just I won't say wasting our time, spending a lot of time, and it seems like it's draining us, but it's because we're not pricing our stuff like we are supposed to. Okay. All right, so look into that. And just remember, your hustle, it should definitely elevate you. It should not exhaust you. There will be seasons where you will be exhausted, though. There will be seasons, but that should not be the running theme all throughout. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Is what hustle are you in? Is your side hustle sucking the life out of you? You really want to see that. Is it really draining your energy? Ask yourself that. Be honest with yourself. We talked about the different characteristics, the different traits you need to have if you want to be an entrepreneur or business owner. And some of that, one of the biggest traits that you have to have is self-awareness. You have to know yourself. Know what you're capable of, know what your triggers are, know what drains your energy, know what fills you back up, those kind of things. You have to have a whole lot of self-awareness, okay? So when you check in with yourself and say, is this side hustle, is it taking away from me? Is it sucking the life out of me? Is it draining my energy? And be real with yourself. All right, so the second thing you need to look at to make sure your hustle is not a hassle is it hijacking your health? Is your hustle hijacking your health? Okay. If you're getting headaches, if you're feeling anxious, you feeling depressed, you gaining weight, your whole vibe is off. Your whole energy is off. You're not sleeping well, you're not eating well, all that kind of stuff, then that's not good for you. Okay. That is not good for you at all. And once again, there might be seasons where you might have to stay up late and work on things and get stuff done and meet deadlines and things like that, of that nature. There might be seasons of that, but that should not be the constant theme. Okay. So if it's affecting your health, if it's affecting how you're feeling, if you're feeling sluggish, groggy, just having these different aches and pains and you're wondering what's going on, then you need to look at that. Now, y'all have probably seen the memes and stuff like that, talking about entrepreneurship, like the first day of entrepreneurship versus like, 2 months in or stuff like that, and how you look, just toe up from flow up. Okay. I will be honest with you. Being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, trying to create something out of literally nothing, because it's your idea that you are bringing into the world. Like, you are birthing this idea into the world. So you creating something and you trying to make money from it, it does affect your mental health. So make sure you surround yourself with people who can uplift you, with therapists, people who are going to pour into you, because yes, you do have to have strong mental fortitude in order for you to be successful as an entrepreneur, a business owner, and things of that nature. Everybody is not going to be cheering for you. Everybody is not going to be clapping for you. So don't look for the cheers. Don't look for the claps. Don't look for the likes. Okay. If you're in it for that, if you're doing that, then yes, that will be a blow to your self-esteem when you look around and realize that nobody is supporting your business. Nobody is sharing about your business. Nobody is giving you asked your cousin who was supported your business to write a review, and they still haven't written a review for your business. Okay. If you're looking for things like that, if you're looking for someone to boost you up and build you up, then you're going to be probably sadly mistaken when there's not people around. Not saying that there won't be people doing that, but don't look for people doing that. When people do that, just think of it as icing on the cake. But you got to be able to boost yourself up. You got to be your own hype person. You got to come with your own energy, with your own confidence, so that you know that you can keep thriving and striving in your business. Don't look for nobody else to boost you up, okay? Because you'll be waiting. People are more quick to tear you down than they are to boost you up. And even people who have good intentions, who might even be proud of you about your business or proud of you about the things that you're doing in your side hustle, They won't always say it. They won't always express it. They won't always show it to you. Okay. So you have to come with your own confidence about your business and know that the things that you're doing, the things that you're grinding for, the things that you're trying to build up, the impact that you are trying to make, that is your main why, and not somebody else saying, oh, you did a great job. Oh, that was awesome. I love this product that you have. Okay. You just know it for yourself. You got to know for yourself that the service that you're providing, that the product that you're providing is something that is going to enhance the person who receives it. Okay. Even if the person who receives it doesn't say anything at all. Okay. Because, yeah, entrepreneurship is a lonely road. That's why most people work a 9 to 5 or work for someone else. Okay. It is not easy to create something for yourself and be successful, because you can make stuff and it can be a flop, but it's not easy to create something for yourself and make a profit and continue on and be consistent, because that requires certain characteristics, certain traits, that requires discipline, that requires self-motivation, that requires good self-esteem, good self-confidence, all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that don't have nothing to do with probably your actual product or your service that you're trying to promote or provide to someone else. Okay. These are characteristics that you have to have yourself as an entrepreneur and business owner. Okay. So just remember that. But don't let the hustle hijack your health. Okay. If it's taking a toll on your health, whether it's your physical health or your mental health, you really need to look into that and reevaluate how you're operating your business, how you're operating that side hustle, so that you can still thrive and strive. Okay. Because we don't want nothing happening to you. Okay. So do some check-ins with yourself and see, like, how am I feeling? Do I feel happy in this situation, or do I not feel happy with me running the business? And if you don't feel happy, because there's been times where I was not happy with how my business was going, and I had to look and I had to identify, well, what is making me unhappy about my business, or what is making me unhappy in this particular side hustle? And once I identified that, is it something that I can change so that it doesn't keep happening again? Okay. Because sometimes it might just be something that you need to get rid of. It might be an employee that ain't doing their job, ain't pulling their weight, and they're dragging you down. My saying is, I do not, when it comes to my actual business, I do not pay people to stress me out. Okay. I do not pay people to stress me out. You are not going to be sitting on my payroll and I'm paying you and you're causing stress in my business. I do not pay people to stress me out. Once you start stressing me out because you're not doing your job like you're supposed to, and I'm having to pick up the slack, and that's not to say I don't mind picking up the slack of someone, like if something happens. But if it's consistent, I'm consistently having to do your job and I'm paying you for that job, I don't pay people to stress me out. So your days are numbered. You're going to be gone, because me and stress, I ain't paying for you to stress me out. Okay. So do a check-in with yourself. All right. That's enough about that, because I'm talking way too long. Let me see if I have any comments real quick, because we only on the third one, y'all. And I told you I have a bunch, and I do want to do this little game with y'all too. Now, this one, I'm probably going to talk a minute about this one too, because this one I had to really, really, really talk to myself about this one. Okay. And make some changes in my business as well when it comes to this one. So, and it might step on y'all toes as well. So just because you're good at something, it doesn't mean it's good for you. All right. Let me say that again. Just because you're good at something, that doesn't mean it's good for you. Okay. Your talent doesn't necessarily equal your purpose. That's what I had to realize for myself. There are many things that I am good at. There are many things that I'm talented at. There are many things that I can do and I could turn into a side hustle and I can make money out of. But just because I can do it, that doesn't mean that I need to necessarily turn it into a business and start trying to make money off of it. Okay. Just because I'm talented in that, just because I'm gifted in that, I don't have to turn it into something that is going to be profitable. That was something hard for me, because I have so many different ideas, so many different things that I could do or try to pursue. And I realized that I can't do it. The other thing I had to realize too in my business, as well as with not so much with my side hustle, since that is me, but just because I can do the thing doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be the one doing the thing. Okay. And that goes more so to, as your business grows, having to delegate certain tasks. Okay. Just because I'm good at doing it, or just because I know how to do it, that doesn't mean I'm the person that should be doing it. Okay. So y'all, look at certain things when it comes to your side hustle. Are you doing it because you're just gifted in that way, but you really, like, you can do it, like, you know it, you have the skills, but you don't necessarily enjoy doing it? But people say, oh, you should do that and you can make money and stuff like that, but you don't really want to. Okay. Because sometimes those comfort zones, those things that we're really good at, those can become our traps. Okay. It can trap us into a comfort zone because it's just easy to get a check from it and make money on it. And I think that's what happens sometimes when you go into businesses. Some people are really gifted in stuff, but they don't really feel like doing it. And then the customer service goes down, and you can tell it's like, okay, yeah, they're good at it, but they got a little funky attitude when it comes to actually doing it. Okay. So look into that. And just because you're talented, that doesn't mean you need to do that or make it something that is profitable, especially if it's costing you your peace, because you got to ask yourself, is it even worth it? Okay. Let me see. And then also with that in mind, even if it's something you're passionate about, if it's something that you really enjoy doing, passion, even if it's your passion or if it's your hobby, you don't have to turn it into a profit. You can enjoy doing it without making money from it. Okay. So if it is something you like to do, that doesn't necessarily mean you got to make money off of it. You might do it for friends or family, or for special things when somebody is a special occasion, somebody asks you about doing it, but you just don't do it on a regular basis. Because sometimes when you turn something that you're really passionate about, something that is your hobby, and you turn it into something that you're trying to make a profit for, you start losing the love for that thing, or you stop enjoying doing it, because it becomes more about the money. And then that colors how you look at it in that way that you once liked it and loved doing it. Okay. So know the difference. Everything that you love doing does not have to be linked to you getting a cash app for it, for you getting linking up a square for it or something, getting money for it. Okay. So all your creative outlets, they don't necessarily have to be monetized. All right. All right. The fifth thing that I have is, just because it's easy money and just because it's quick money, something you can do really, really quick, sometimes that fast money can lead to long-term headaches. All right. So be careful. Don't get caught up in something that is just fast and quick. Okay. Because fast money isn't always smart money. All right. So you want to be smart about some of these things, some of these side hustles that you're getting into. Are there I won't say long-term consequences, but is it something that you're going to have to be doing on an ongoing basis, or something that is going to require ongoing upkeep or ongoing follow-up for? Like, it's not a one and done thing. Like, yes, you got this big amount up front or whatever, but now the person is still following up with you 1 month afterwards, 2 months afterwards, still expecting certain things from you. Okay. And you thought, hey, once I did this particular thing, it was going to be over with. But no, they still are needing stuff, or still wanting stuff, or still have questions about stuff, or whatever you provided. So sometimes that fast money, it can also cause long-term headaches. Okay. So make sure you're building a business or a side hustle that is sustainable versus trying to build it up so quickly. Okay. The sixth thing I have is, and this one is really, really important, and it's a little controversial in terms of my philosophy about it, has kind of changed a little bit, some too. If you're the only thing that is holding it together, then remember, it's a job and it's not a business. Basically, if you are the brand for it, then you need to ask yourself, can my business still operate and function if I was not here? If I was not here, can my business still operate and function? If not, you want to look into ways that you can start pulling yourself away from the business or seeing how you can do that, because that requires you providing systems in your business. Once you do that, that will allow you to scale your business when you train other people to be able to do the things that you were doing. So, but if it's solely reliant on you, then it's more of a job. And even that, like I said, my philosophy on that is changing, and not necessarily a business. Okay. And sometimes it's hard for us to release control over our side hustles or over different things and bring people in and train them on our processes, train them on our systems, because, some people ain't loyal, and they'll take the information that you provided and go out there and use it to create their own business or use it and help somebody else's business. So I get it, because you came up with this particular idea, or you came up with this particular product, or you have this certain way that you market and sell stuff, and you don't always want to share those things with other people, especially if you don't know if it's going to be used against you and cause your business to suffer because someone else is out there using your ideas, your proprietary information, your intelligence to help fund their business. Okay. But in the grand scheme of things, we have to realize there's nothing new under the sun. Like, there are so many businesses that are similar. There are so many businesses where people can take the same idea, they can sell the same product, they can provide the same service, but because of your secret sauce and the way you do it and the way customers respect you, they will want to frequent you. And a common example of that is like Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. They both pretty much are fast food restaurants. They sell similar things, but a lot of us will pay more, a little bit more, because Chick-fil-A is usually a little bit more pricey depending on the stuff than McDonald's. But I don't know. I haven't eaten McDonald's in like over 15 years, so I don't even know. But we will pay more for Chick-fil-A because of the customer service that is provided there, as opposed to the customer service that is provided at McDonald's. Okay. So just keep that in mind. They're both fast food restaurants, but the people that you attract are going to be attracted to you for a certain reason. Okay. And that can't always be duplicated, even when someone is selling the same product or the same service as you are. Okay. But be mindful, if you are the brand, make sure you being the brand is not draining you, because that will keep your business from growing and being able to scale. So put some systems in place. Okay. Because the seventh thing I have is success. It shouldn't cost you your sanity. Okay. So just remember that. Sometimes we're trying to post different stuff. We're doing stuff. We're chasing all this stuff. We're chasing these goals. We're trying to make stuff look cute for social media and stuff. And it is costing us our sanity while we trying to, put on for the gram and stuff like that. You can't look rich online and be broke in real life or on the inside. Okay. More so on the inside. You can't look rich online and your spirit, your personality is just so broken. Okay. So just know, don't let it affect your sanity when you go after some of this stuff. Now, the eighth thing I have, and this is also another one that I had to tell myself about, is burnout isn't a badge of honor. Okay. So sometimes we feel, I know when I want to say first was working, but I know at one point I felt like I wasn't doing enough if I didn't feel exhausted, or if I won't say burnout. I will say if I didn't feel exhausted, it felt like I wasn't doing enough for my business, because it's like, okay, especially when you're trying to build and you're trying to grow stuff, it's like, okay, sometimes I felt kind of, bad about taking a break because my business wasn't where it was supposed to be. It hadn't gotten to the level that I wanted to. I hadn't achieved the success that I wanted to. So it's like, girl, how you gonna take a break and you still got goals and stuff that you need to chase after? So if I wasn't working till I felt like exhausted, I felt like I wasn't doing enough. But burnout is not a badge of honor. You should not work so hard to the point where you are literally unable to do stuff, where you have to take, days off to rest and recover and stuff like that. It is not a badge of honor. And I get it in the beginning because I have been there, because you want things to be successful. You want things to go well. You want things to turn out right. Okay. You want people to support you and support your products and buy your services and stuff like that. So when you're not seeing those sales fast enough, you feel like, hey, there's more that I should be doing. There's more that I can be doing. Okay. And that goes back to what I said at the very beginning of the video too. You got to have that self-awareness. And sometimes some of the self-awareness that you develop, it just comes from experience and growing. Some of it is growing pains. So it's going to be painful. It's not going to always be a pleasant experience, but please know, heed my advice. Burnout is not a badge of honor. Okay. Set some boundaries for yourself. Set some boundaries when it comes to how you're working your side hustle, how you're working your business. Yes, like I said, yes, there will be days where you might be staying up late to put in the extra work and you're trying to accomplish different stuff. But just like you're having days where you're working really late, also schedule some rest days in, schedule some rest times in, schedule some fun times in, like how you're going to take a break, from the business, and how you're just going to relax and enjoy. Okay. Those things are needed as well. All right. God was the ultimate hustler. And, in 6 days, he created the whole world. But on the 7th day, he said, yo, I'm tired. I need to rest. Rest is essential. So if he did all that stuff, what makes you think that you don't need to rest, that you don't need to recover, that you don't need to relax as well? You can be very ambitious. You can accomplish a lot of things, but just like you have certain things on your agenda, certain things, certain goals that you're trying to accomplish, and certain things that you're trying to handle, make sure rest is also part of your agenda as well. Schedule those rest periods in, schedule those relaxation times in, schedule those vacation times in, or just days where you're going to, or days or hours where you're going to get away and step away. Okay. So that is just as important. Okay. And then also, with that being said too, because like I said, you got to set some boundaries. Make sure you don't set those boundaries. So you make sure you don't have clients calling you at all times of the night, all times of the day. Like, create some business hours. Make sure you have a certain way for people to contact you, and try to ensure that they honor that. Okay. So that people aren't just randomly reaching out to you, because when you do that, people do take advantage of that, and they will start texting you and calling you and asking you for stuff, and it ain't even business hours. Like, why are you like, you wouldn't contact them outside of the business hours. You don't come into a store when it's closed. So treat your business like a regular business, especially when it comes to your clients and your customers and stuff. Make sure that they know these are my hours, my business hours where I operate. And make sure that they respect those hours, and they're not trying to get you to do work or do things outside of those times. Okay. So set some clear boundaries, because burnout, it is not a blessing. Okay. All right. The 9th thing, well, I already talked about this. We talked about if you're having to do everything, then that's not always the case. But also make sure you are choosing alignment in your business. Okay. Make sure you're choosing alignment over how things look or how things appear. If you're just putting on so that your social media feed will have the right aesthetic and stuff like that, that's not a good look in general. Okay. You're just showing up to make it look a certain way. But what's really going on in the background? Make sure you're showing up so that in the future, you're able to create business, or you're able to create profits, I should say. Make sure you're showing up, in the ways that you show up are going to translate into you getting a profit in your business. Okay. So you need to do it for the purpose of it, not just to be performative, not just to say I showed up and did something on social media and you don't even know how that's going to translate into profits. Okay. Make sure there's purpose behind it. All right. And then the 10th thing I have is, does this actually fit your lifestyle? Sometimes, this one I do want to say, and then we're going to, I think I'm going to skip over some. I'm going to look over the next few that I have, and I'll probably only hit 2 more so that we can do the game. But you want to make sure it fits your lifestyle, because a lot of us are starting side hustles and doing stuff, and we haven't even seen, how is this going to affect my lifestyle? How is this going to affect, how is this even going to affect my regular day to day? All because we saw somebody on Instagram, or we saw somebody, on YouTube talking about this stuff and glamorizing it and making it seem like it is so easy. And now you're out here trying to create something, and then you realize, oh, this is actually required. This is like another full-time job that I do not have the hours for to be doing all of this stuff. Okay. So does it even fit your lifestyle? Can you add it to your schedule and be consistent with doing it? Okay. Because if you can't consistently add it to your schedule and be able to show up for it, chances are you probably shouldn't start that particular side hustle, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's going to become a hassle because you're trying to juggle too many things, all right? I shared with you too at the beginning of the video, and I have touted this when it comes to my notary business and everything. I tell y'all, I don't work a lot of hours in my notary business. I work less than 10 hours, and I still make good money too when I'm working it. Now, lately, I have not been working it. Like I said, when I get phone calls, I'm passing these jobs off to other people. But even still, I make sure it fits in with my schedule. Like, I'm not trying to move my schedule around or do anything extra with it, because I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of capacity. Now, there's other notaries out there who are doing it part-time, and they have more time than I do, and they are making very good money. And there are other ones that are doing it full-time and making very good money. But I know what I'm capable of, and I already know I'm not capable of doing it that way. I'm not capable, using the notary as an example, I'm not capable of doing those loan signings because it does not fit with my schedule. So the type of notary work that I do, like general notary work and apostilles and stuff like that, those fit with my schedule better, because I can dictate when I show up for those clients, or I can more so dictate, I should say, when I show up for those clients, and it's more flexible with my schedule versus the loan signings. Okay, so make sure it's fitting your lifestyle, because you want it to add value to you and not add stress. All right, we ain't doing this side hustle for extra stress. It's for extra income. All right, because then it's just a hassle for us. All right. All right, now let me see, because I said I'm only going to do a couple more so we can do the game. So let me look at these last few and see what I want to say to y'all. All right. All right, so these are the last two I'm going to say. And I've said this one, I've said something similar in most of my videos before. So I want you to know your why before you commit to it. So make sure you're hustling in alignment, and make sure your hustle is also an assignment for you. So you want to make sure you're in alignment and on assignment when it comes to your side hustle. Because some of us just doing it. I mean, some of you may pick a side hustle because it looks cute, it's trendy, everybody doing it, everybody making it look easy and stuff like that. But know what your why is when it comes to the side hustle before you commit to it. Because when you know your why and you operate in your why, that gives you better clarity when it comes to issues that come up with the side hustle, or any problems that you might encounter, or when things aren't as easy as you thought it was going to be. Know your why before you commit. If your why is just because so and so did it and made it look good on Instagram, that is not enough. Because so and so made it look good, and then when it looked ugly to you, or when you have a hard time or a difficult time, then you're going to give up on it. All right. So your why has to be big enough for you to get through the challenging times, to get through the tough times, okay? So that you can be successful in it, okay? And also, when you have a good understanding of your why, like I said, it gives you clarity, but it gives you clarity to know when to push through and do more, and know that this is just a little temporary stumbling block, but it also gives you clarity for you to know when it's time to walk away. Like when it's not even worth it anymore. Okay. That's what knowing your why is all about. But when you don't have a good understanding of your why, you'll stay in something, or you'll try and keep working at something that is not in alignment with you, that is not on assignment for you. Okay. So knowing your why, it'll help you to push through those tough times, but it also will help you to know when to walk away when it's not even worth it. Okay. And with that being said, we're going to end it with every bag is not worth the baggage. All right. Please, please, please know that your making money should not cost you your joy. It should not cost you to be exhausted. Okay. You should not lose yourself in the process of trying to secure the bag. Okay. So please know every bag is not worth the baggage. And that goes into what I was saying just a few moments ago. You got to know when to walk away when it comes to this. All right. So I hope that was helpful for y'all. Let me know if I hit a nerve, which one might have hit hardest for you. And also, if you need to save this video, watch this video again when you're struggling in your side hustle or you're struggling with that business idea, save this video so you can look at it and you can start asking yourself some of these questions and seeing, is it a hustle or is it actually a hassle? Okay. All right, so let's get into our game because we got about 20 more minutes because I'm gonna try and keep it at an hour or maybe even wrap up in under an hour. So I'm only gonna spend maybe like 10 to 15 minutes with the game. So this game is called Would You Rather, but it is the Side Hustle Remix. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question of would you rather. And y'all can chime in the chat. Let me know which one you would choose. And I'm also going to be discussing the pros and cons of each because there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to these questions that I have here or the would you rather. There's no right or wrong. It's just depending on what you would choose, how it fits your lifestyle, your schedule, what you can handle for yourself. All right. So the first question I have, the first would you rather that I have is, would you rather work 2 hours a day for $100, or would you rather work 8 hours a day for $500? Would you rather? Would you rather work 2 hours and make $100, or would you rather work 8 hours and then you're gonna make $500? Okay, so I don't know. Let me check the comments. Anybody gonna put anything in the chat? I don't see anything. So I'm gonna discuss the pros and cons of it or how I feel. Now I'm gonna give you my answer. I would rather work 2 hours a day and only make $100. Now, before you call me lazy, or anything like that, the reason why I would work 2 hours a day and only make $100 is because then I got the rest of the day to maybe do another 2 hours doing something else and making $100. I have more time freedom. Okay. I have more time freedom to come up with another idea, to work in another area or do something else, or just be creative with some other ideas, or to be able to network with people and make connections and things like that. So when it comes to would I rather work 2 hours a day for $100, or would I rather work 8 hours a day for $500? I'm choosing the 2 hours a day for $100 all day long. Okay. Now, with that being said, the con for that is that it would be harder for me to scale and to grow my business, even though I have the time freedom. So yeah, I won't make as much money quickly. But remember, we talked about fast money is not always, good money. It can lead to long-term headaches. Okay. So I'd rather have more freedom with my day and know that, hey, I can come up with other ideas and create other things or network with other people and make more money that way. Now, the pro of if you chose, and like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm only telling you what my answer is. If you chose, you would rather work 8 hours a day for $500. Yes, you're going to get your money a lot faster. You're going to have a bigger check than I will because at the end of 5 days, if we worked 5 days, you would have $2,500 and I'm only going to have $500. Okay. But I had those extra hours too, where I had those extra 6 hours where I could be reading, I could be learning, I could be growing in other ways. So please realize money is not the only profit that you can make. Knowledge is the best return on any kind of investment that you can make. Okay, so it's not always about the money, but that's just my take on it. Okay, now the next would you rather that I have is, would you rather go viral once, or would you rather have 10 loyal paying clients every month? All right, I'm going to say it again. Would you rather go viral once, or would you rather have 10 loyal paying clients every month? Would you rather? All right, now, my answer to that, and I kind of thought about this one a little bit more, is I think I would rather go viral once. I would rather go viral once than have 10 loyal paying clients. I know after I said I would rather work 2 hours and stuff like that, you might be like, why would you say that? Only because I am going to leverage the heck out of me going viral. So if I went viral one time, I'm going to make sure that, hey, I'm probably going to, usually you're going to attract other people who are going to be, I won't say invested, who might consume your content on a more regular basis or a more consistent basis, who are also going to be exposed to your products, or your services or whatever you have to offer, because they might be like, oh my gosh, this was awesome, this person that went viral. So I'd rather do that, because I feel like depending on the virality of it, like I would need it to be like in the millions or whatever. Like I went viral with like millions of views. I think I would be able to gain more than the 10 loyal paying clients every month if I went viral once. So that is just my thing. That is my take on that one. Okay. So, but let's break down the pros and the cons of each. And let me take a sip because my voice is going. So the pro of going viral is, yes, you're going to get that exposure, and it's going to cause a quick surge in your viewership and things like that. Now, the con of it is it's temporary and it can be unpredictable. Yes, it can be very unpredictable. But like I said, I'm going to try and leverage the heck out of it to try and make sure I get people who are going to, from them seeing me that one time going viral, they're going to want to stick around and consume the rest of my content as well. Okay. Now, the pro for if you chose the option of you would like 10 loyal paying clients every month, then that means you have sustainable and scalable income. And I'm going to say, let's say if it's 10 of the same clients, I definitely am not choosing that. But let's say it's 10 new clients each month. I'm going to assume that it's 10 new clients each month. If that's the case, you're going to keep growing and keep growing. And then you're going to have more steady income that way. But the con is it's just going to take longer to build those clients if it is 10 new clients each month. Now, if it's 10 of the same clients, it's definitely going to take a lot longer for you to build it up. Okay. Now, the next would you rather, and I think I'm going to do 2 more would you rathers. The next would you rather that I have is, would you rather make $2,000 a month doing something that you absolutely love, or would you rather make $4,000 a month doing something that you just tolerate? All right. Which one would you pick? $2,000 a month doing something that you love to do, or $4,000 a month doing something that you just kind of tolerate? Now for this one, I'm kind of split on it. Okay. Depending on the season that I'm in or how long I have to do it, I might lean toward doing the 4,000 a month, doing something that I just tolerate. And I might do that for a year or two and tolerate it just so I can make some more money, as opposed to doing what I love for only 2,000 a month. I know my answers are all over the place. Please don't try and figure me out. Because my opinions change, my thinking about stuff, the way I rationalize stuff changes as well. But if it's something temporary, I would do 4,000. I would rather make $4,000 a month doing something I tolerate, as opposed to making only $2,000 a month doing something that I absolutely love. But the $4,000 a month, it would have to be for a certain time period. Like, it probably would only, I don't think I would do something that I could only tolerate more than like maybe 2, maybe 3 years. And then I would have to get back to doing something that I absolutely love, even if it's making less money. Now, the pros and cons of this is that if you're doing something that you love, it's going to bring you joy. And then it have longevity, sustainability, and then because of that, you'll have peace. Hopefully, you'll have peace from doing it and stuff like that. But the drawback from it is it's going to take you longer, of course, to hit your financial goals. All right. The pro of what I had chosen, the $4,000 a month, is like, okay, yes, you're gonna definitely make a quick bag, you're gonna get some quick money and everything. But if it's just something you're tolerating, you also want to make sure that you're not burning out. So sometimes that can be a fast route to burnout. And that's why I said, if it's only something I can tolerate, I could only do it for a certain period of time. Like, I needed to have a deadline so that I know that there's an end goal associated with it, so that I'll be like, oh, I only got to do this for, a short period of time or a little bit of time. And then I can do something that I love. Okay. All right. Now, the last one, and this one might be a little controversial as well when it comes to would you rather, is would you rather be your own boss with uncertainty, or would you rather have a stable paycheck with a capped salary? Would you rather? So I'm going to say it again. Would you rather be your own boss with uncertainty? Like, you don't know what you might make, you don't know what you might have to handle, or would you rather have a stable paycheck with a capped salary? So my thing that I would choose is, if y'all already know by now, because it's what I'm doing now, is I would rather be my own boss with the uncertainty, okay, than have a stable paycheck. Even though that stable paycheck be looking nice, but right now I have unlimited income potential, so I love being my own boss, okay? But like I said, there are no right or wrong answers when it comes to this. So the pro to being your own boss is, of course, you have unlimited potential. You have your own control over stuff. You got creative control. But yeah, the con or the drawback is it is a high risk. There is inconsistent cash flow, y'all. But I am living this right now, okay? So, but every day, if you ask me, I'm going to choose to be my own boss versus having a stable paycheck with a capped salary, unless that capped salary is capped at $5 million or something like that. And then I would reconsider. Okay, so if the salary ain't in the 7 figures, then miss me with it. Okay. Now the pro of having a stable paycheck is, of course, it is stable and it comes with some security. But the con or the drawback is there is limited growth, and then there's also less flexibility to what you can do in the future. Okay, so y'all, let me know if you like the would you rather, because maybe I'll do that again. I like the would you rather. I'll be honest with you. I like the would you rather. So I might do that again, but y'all let me know if y'all enjoyed it. If so, I will definitely bring it back with some other topics and stuff, or try to see how I can incorporate it with another video as well. Okay. All right. So I hope the tips were helpful for you. And if it called you out, if you felt seen in this, then my mission has been accomplished, because I want you to thrive and be successful when it comes to your side hustle. And I don't want your side hustle to become a side hassle. Okay. We don't want you getting burnt out. We don't want you feeling overwhelmed. We don't want none of that stuff. We want you to be profitable. We want you to have peace and all that kind of stuff too. Okay. So just remember, you don't need to chase every bag. All right. You don't need to chase after every bag. You just need to secure the right bag. Okay. And that is the bag that is not only going to bring you peace, but it's also going to bring you profits and not panic. Okay. So if you enjoyed tonight's Tipsy Tuesday, please feel free to hit the like button, give it a thumbs up, share this live with a friend, share this with someone who you feel like their hustle might be becoming a hassle so that they can start looking into that. Okay. I would greatly appreciate it so much. And once again, just like I said at the top of the video, thank y'all so much to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for helping my channel to grow. And if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. I would love to see if you are part of the ones that help me reach 6,000 subscribers. All right. Until next time, take care, everyone.